Welcome to the To Flourish podcast, where we sit down and have conversations around all things fertility, pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. From trying to conceive to that little babe nestled in your arms, my hope is that you walk away from today's episode feeling empowered, confident, and encouraged to flourish in this season. Welcome to the To Flourish podcast. I am your host, Juliet, and I am so excited to be sitting down today and chatting with you in our very first episode. I wanted to take some time as we begin here just to introduce myself as well as share the story behind and some of the vision for this podcast. This podcast exists to encourage, empower, and equip women and mothers and families on their journeys for natural, holistic, physiological childbirth. I know I said some probably big words there, but what is going to be unfolding in the episodes to come is diving in and unpacking all of that. Whether you've heard natural or physiological childbirth before or not, I am just excited for you to join us and just really get to dive into, honestly, what it is to be a woman and to reconnect with our design. So I am a first-time mom. I gave birth to my first son in the summer of 2023, and my journey through pregnancy and postpartum, through it, there began to burn within me this fire to come alongside and support other moms and women in their journeys for a natural birth. I feel like for most of us, and generally speaking, birth is something we don't really engage with until we're at the door. And that is something that I think needs to change for us as women. Who we are, what we go through in pregnancy, the transformation, what we experience is so beautiful, and it deserves to take up space within us, within our lives, within our culture. And I think that's begins to change through conversations. Through my own journey, which I am fully planning on sharing the fullness of my birth story in another episode, I just wanted to find a way to come alongside other women, and thus this idea for the podcast was born. Seeing as through conversations, different resources, that's how we become equipped. It's how we learn. It's how we transform. I felt like starting a podcast would be an incredible resource for moms. I am a mom. That's all I am. I'm a woman. I have a son. I have a family, but I am not a professional by any means. But I am so excited to, as a mom, sit down with amazing guests. We are going to be sitting down with midwives, birth workers, other women's wellness professionals, chiropractors, pelvic floor therapists, nutritionists. Just you think about it, or you can name it, whatever that saying is. They're going to be on here, and we're going to be chatting about everything under the sun relating to our sweet little babies, our bodies, pregnancy, birth, postpartum, all of it. And so I just want to welcome you here to this place, and hope that you join us as we journey on towards the natural physiological births that are within us. So this is just our little introduction video. Please subscribe, follow along on YouTube. That will probably be the best way for you to stay up to date with our episodes as they get released. We'll also be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And the best place to engage as a community will be following us on Instagram. I'm so excited to be on that platform. I think it's going to be a great resource just to connect with you guys and with our guests. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to tease our first episode with a guest coming next. Is going to be sitting down with an incredible midwife. She is just a wealth of joy, of peace. So much encouragement just flows out of her. So much experience as well. So you're definitely going to want to tune in as we kick off really our episodes, sitting down with her in our next release. And some other things you can look forward to as the season unfolds. We'll be chatting about nutrition and postpartum and sitting down with the founder of Mama's Meals, if you're familiar with that, or if you're familiar with them, an incredible resource for postpartum moms. We will get to sit down with incredible birth workers, my best friend who has attended so many births and can just speak to what it looks like to find a midwife. We'll be sitting down with the founder of Christian Hypnobirthing, Tara Menzies, for an incredible conversation about just faith-filled childbirth and our perspectives in birth, and so much more. That's just a small snippet of what's to come. So follow along, subscribe. I cannot wait for you to listen to these episodes and for us to journey together and for you to flourish.